One of the most common concerns related to nuclear power plants is of course the threat of leakage of radioactive elements into the environment. Today I'm here with Maddalena to discuss this issue.
Yes, Elena, you're right. Nevertheless, there are many industrial activities which have an impact on the surrounding environment, not only on air quality but also on soil and water, causing widespread environmental problems and threatening human health. Different toxic contaminants can be produced: heavy metals, nitrates, and other chemicals. It is well known that the emissions of greenhouse gases, for example carbon dioxide and sulfur oxides, is causing ozone layer depletion and so global warming. But when industries deal with radioactive materials, the contaminants became radioactive. I bet the first thing that comes to mind thinking about radioactive contamination is of course the nuclear industry, which directly manages radioactive materials and waste.
During its normal operation, a nuclear power plant produces gaseous effluents and liquid waste, which may or may not be contaminated by artificial radioactive isotopes. The huge quantity of steam you see exiting the cooling towers is actually water vapor. It does not contain any radioactive materials produced by the reactor. However, it's important to guarantee that there is no release of radioactivity in any case. Therefore, there is a constant and rigorous monitoring of the ongoing situation. This is called environmental monitoring. Both gaseous and liquid effluents are inspected by the technician working in the plant and external control authorities and are treated, if necessary, prior to discharge via stacks or pipes. Indeed, contamination in air, water or soil could not only directly enter bodies, but could also indirectly enter the human food chain by plants and animals. Typically, the radioactive emissions from operating nuclear power reactors result in insignificant doses to the general population. Just to be clear, relevant emissions are caused by nuclear accidents, which fortunately are far from frequent.
Other than the routine control in the surrounding the power plant, international networks of laboratories and stations work to identify any leakage of radioactive isotopes in the air. Indeed, these networks not only detect the presence of airborne radioactive isotopes when higher than normal levels, but also work on identifying the possible origin to explain the level rise. As an example, the IAEA International Radiation Monitoring Information System is used for sharing radiation monitoring data during a nuclear or radiological accident or emergency, irrespective of the cause. However, there are other industrial activities like the oil and gas industry that have to manage radioactive elements naturally present in the environment. Activities such as manufacturing, mineral extraction or water processing can enhance the concentration of the natural radioactive element present, leading to the production of dangerous radioactive byproducts. These are called technologically enhanced naturally occurring radioactive materials and contain the radioactive isotopes uranium-238, thorium-232 and potassium-40. They need to be properly managed and are subjected to specific regulations that may differ country by country.
All the industrial activities managing radioactive materials, including the non-nuclear ones, could lead to environmental pollution concerns. Anyway, we have learned that they are carefully monitored and well regulated, and even in case of accidents, remedial measures can be adopted to mitigate the effects on the environment and to preserve people's health. But that's another story.